Please put your hands together for the very funny Marlon Fisher, everybody.
White people, make some motherfucking noise! Come on, you can rule a lot better than I said, white people, make some motherfucking noise! Alright, where my BIPOC people at? Do you even know what that even means here, down here? You BIPOC? You don't know what it means? They didn't teach y'all that down here yet? It's Black and Indigenous People of Color, that's what it means. So, I wasn't here to teach you, I'm sorry about that. But let me just... All right. Anyway, any black people in the room? You ain't black, bro? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Marlon. A lot of times I introduce myself to people, white people specifically. They hear the M and they don't hear the rest of my name, and so we have a conversation, and at the end of the conversation, I'm like, all right, see you later, white person. And they're like, see you later, Malcolm. And I just hate when that happens all the time. So again, my name is Marlon, okay, everyone? A little bit about me. I am a combat veteran. Woo! Any other veterans in the room? You're a combat vet? What are you combat vets at? Is there any other veterans in the room? No? You? All right. So I share that with you because I spent some time in Afghanistan many years ago, and one of the things that soldiers like to do to pass time is we share hard drives, and on those hard drives there's movies, music, TV shows, and this one special folder called training videos, which is just gigabytes and gigabytes of porn. And what's crazy about it too is like, you know, like when you're deployed, there's no shame. And so like after a long 18-hour day shift, I would get up and go to my tent that was meant to sleep 12 dudes, but there was 40 of them in there. They all were watching training videos. So I'd walk into my tent, be fucking vibrating, get to my cot, lay down, and the next dude is just training away next to me. I would never train in the tent though. I would go out to the bunker with my M16 and my fucking Kevlar on it, you know, just training this way. The reason why I share that with you is because a lot of times people like to go, when they meet someone who's a veteran, they like to say like, have you ever, you know, like, I would never do that if I were you. Don't ask veterans if they ever done it. What you should ask them is where they jerked off at when they deployed. You'll get some crazy answers. That's why. Isn't Tim's dad in here? Are you here, Tim's dad?
He's in hiding.
Oh, okay. I think the veterans just don't want to tell you where they jerked off at. And then you get like the ones like a proud Marine. He's like, we jerked off at the fucking porta potty. I'm like, that's gross. It's fucking hot in there, sweaty, and it's filled to the brim because you're in some third world country that doesn't empty their porta potties one time. And you sit there just fucking training away in the fucking porta potty. I did that joke one time, and it was like a woman in the audience. You know, she was a veteran too, and she said right out in the open. She was training in the fucking dining hall facility. Yeah. Bathroom. Anyway, a little bit more about me. So I you know, obviously spent some time overseas when I was moving back to the States. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, always one. But if I said if I'm from Eden, Vermont, what would have happened? Nothing. Fucking silence. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to Brooklyn. And my friend was like, no, check out Vermont. So I did. I looked at websites and I saw beautiful green mountains, Lake Champlain, farm to table is. But I didn't move here for any of those reasons. I moved here because I love white women. What's your name? Hi, Suzanne. Suzanne, I see there's a gentleman that's sitting to your left, but I don't give a fuck about him. Good to see you, Suzanne. I'm Malcolm. Marlon. Nice to meet you. But since I've been here, I feel like I'm starting to lose my blackness, right? Like, I know the science behind maple sugaring, 40-1. I take Vermont maple syrup wherever I go. My credit score is 849. Yeah, only white people know that shit. He's 1 point away, he's 1 point away. I spend my weekends just hanging out at Subaru dealerships just to hang out. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, what am I? Like, oh yeah. Also, part of too, like since I've moved here and been here, I've had to get a job. So I spend a lot of time working with white kids. When I've learned about white kids, is that they're ugly. No. No, but what I've learned about white kids is that not only are they ugly, kid, they have allergic to everything. Dairy, gluten, black people, like just like a whole smorgasbord of things that they're allergic to. You know, sometimes, like one thing I like about kids, as Vermont too, is like a lot of parents are really progressive. They're trying to teach their kids about all the cultures, you know, like these people are from Asia, these people are from Africa, blah, blah, blah. They show them all the books. And sometimes when I'm walking down the street, like I'll see a parent holding their child's hand, and that child will look up at me and will lock eyes. And then I can hear that kid's thoughts. And that kid's like, holy shit, they are real. And I go, blah, 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 blah. Suzanne, wasn't it? What's the guy's name sitting next to you? Chris? Did I make you a little jealous when I looked at your wife? All right, Suzanne. Unfortunately for you, I did meet a white woman, right? And so so you're there, you're on the hook. And like I met a white woman, and you know, like I just did it. Like we wanted to start a family together. I was so excited. You know what I mean? I remember like, let's just fast forward 10 months and be in a labor and delivery room. And before even that, I remember my wedding specifically. My wedding was like, all I had to do was tell my friends to show up. And my wife, I said that's gross. That tastes nasty because she's my ex-wife now. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying my wife. Let's call her the wife a little bit. So my wife was like, had this beautiful white dress on, and we paid a bunch of money for a photographer, and I had this great like fucking white suit with an orange paisley tie and saddle tin boots. And I remember we got our wedding photos, boom, 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 and they came back. And what's crazy was it's my ex-wife. Whoa! It was her in this awesome, nice, beautiful dress next to a suit and teeth. I'm like, yo, I'm glad that I practice great dental hygiene. Speaking of great dental hygiene, this is just a plug, ready? If anybody use a water pick? Woo! Yeah. All right, because if you're not, you should be. That shit gets you, listen, that's my plug for water pick. They don't pay me for that, but if you ain't flossing, use a water pick. It's way easier. Anyway, I was gonna say, Susan, that the black baby, the thing. So we're in a labor delivery room, right? And then my kids, my wife is doing her thing, and I'm being supportive, and then all of a sudden, boom, my son pops out, right? And I look at him, I look at the doctors, and I look back at him, and I'm like, he's fucking white? But then I changed his first diaper. And that's a black baby. You're laughing, sir. Why do you think it's a black baby? Sir, you never seen it from your son? Is that your son? Yes, sir. Okay, so why do you think it's a black baby? Black on the inside? Black on the inside. Nope. You don't know?
Wait, because he got a big old dick, yeah.
Black baby? Listen, all together now. I mean, everybody else is talking about dicks and fucking vaginas and cunts and all that shit. All together, we're almost on count of 3. Say big dick. 1, 2, 3. You have permission. Go ahead. You can say it by yourself. Oh man. But now I have two beautiful biracial children. That's why I'm saying white babies are ugly, biracial children are beautiful. Sorry, kid. You would marry somebody that's not in your race, and you have beautiful babies, trust me. Anyway, but what's crazy is I have two kids and we do a lot of play dates. Like and I sit with these families sometimes and our kids are off playing and some dad will turn to me and go, you know what, Marlon? I love your kids. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking love my kids too. But there's one thing. I cannot stand their fucking kids, you know what I mean? Their kids to me are like zeros. You know, they're just there, they're present. Like, I would never tell another person how much I love their kids and then not get a response back. Do you have friends that your parents don't like? You're gonna participate at some point tonight. Do you have kids that your friends don't like, that your parents don't like? Oh, watch this. Dad, does he have any friends that you don't like? Yeah, see? Yes, exactly. Fucking those kids suck. Those kids suck. Oh, man. This is something that I used to say, but I don't say it anymore. I hate when white men say that they want a tall, dark, and handsome man, and it's like some fucking Irish dude with freckles. Like, just shut up with that shit. Shut up. Don't say that to me. I'm fucking black. I'm not brown. I'm black. You know what I mean? Yeah. One time I did take my... I took her to Brooklyn one time. I think that works. This is my first... I like that. Like, just like I mentioned her in the beginning and I started puking her name out. Anyway, I took her to Brooklyn and I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm gonna go to the corner store, get myself a little sub, hero, get myself a quart of water, you know what I mean? And so I'm in the store and like, she calls me, and I'm like, what's up? She's like, can you give me a kombucha? And I'm like, do you know what the fuck I am? Some dude just bought a Lucy for $25 or $25. They don't no fucking kombucha here. Yeah. Any Costco fans in here? Costco? That's what I'm talking about. One thing, what's crazy is like the pandemic was crazy because like all this like inflation, right? Houses, interest rates, you know, grocery stores, all that shit, gas. But you know what didn't change during that? The fucking price of a Costco rotisserie chicken. $5. That shit, $5. That shit can feed me for the whole week. First, I just pick the meat off, and then I have to boil it, and we bring a broth for soup later in the week. $5. That shit's never changed. I mean, yeah. They sell a lot of Costco chickens. That was like not even a joke. That's just like, go get some Costco chicken. So every year, a friend of mine and I, we like to do a meat share. So sometimes we'll go on a pig or a cow, whatever. And one year in particular, we decided to go in on a goat. So we found this local goat farm, and we were like, oh, look, let's bring our kids. And at the time, our kids were like 3 and 4, and he had a son and I had 2 kids. And so like we go to the goat farm, the kids are all happy, and the goats are all fucking all over the fields, and they're like baby goats, and like teenager goats, and like big goats. And we were like, how do we pick a goat? And also, how do we pick a goat? So we had to Google it, right? You know, whatever, so we Google it. Don't get a sick goat. Sick goats have like snot running out of their nose and eye boogers and stuff. So our kids are super excited. We choose a goat. We want that one. They have to chase the goat down, and they wrap a rope. They get a rope around its neck, and all the other goats are like, oh shit, Billy's fucked. And so that as they're taking Billy, they're dragging Billy, and he's like, no, don't take me! And all the other goats just like move to the back of the pen. And my kids are watching this, and I'm like, wait a second, they're dragging this goat to the slaughter right now. And my kids are watching this happen, and I'm like, oh fuck. I haven't talked to my kids about animal sacrifice. They think chicken comes out of a green bag in a freezer. So, you know, as this is happening, the clouds part, and a beam of sun rays drop down on my kids. And I look at them, and I'm like, the circle of life, right? So as I finish that rendition of the fucking circle of life, the guy is in the slaughterhouse with the goat. And then I turn, and so my kids can see that, and he's like, hey, you wanna do it? He's got some device in his hand, right? And I'm like, nah. And then in slow motion, my kids are watching. He puts the device to the back of the goat's head. And then, BAM! The goat just drops all fours. My kid's eyes are open. He reaches over the goat and slices the goat's neck. And he takes the goat and hangs it. And the kid's watching. And I'm like, oh shit. Then all of a sudden, my kid starts jumping up and down going, I want to see the guts! And that's when I realized that I was raising a psychopath with a big dick! Thank you guys for my